want to record over here on this computer. And I want to go live. 1, 2, 3. We're live.
Live, we think. I'm just waiting for it to come up on Facebook. Activity, notifications.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's working there. On the big screen, I've only got you.
That's right.
Okay, cool. Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's that one? Yep. All right, that's me and you.
Yes. And you're live in Facebook on the right-hand side?
I am.
Why doesn't it show up?
I don't know. I'll text Kellyanne. Yeah, we're live.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay.
I'm literally looking at myself.
You must be overcome with happiness. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. So, I can hear that. Okay, so everyone.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. We've sorted it all out. It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
Professionalism is the key here, okay?
Yeah, so, hi everybody. Welcome to show 226, Aussie Mac Zone. This week, Zarn and myself. That's it. Garth, too busy enjoying himself. So, well done, Garth. And
happy anniversary, mate.
Yes. So this week's sponsors, athwebhosting.com.au and aussietechradio.com. And our Aussie Apple ramblings this week start. So a reminder, it is important that if you buy a second-hand Mac or iDevice, that you enter your iCloud username and password as soon as possibly, and preferably while you're paying for the unit.
Absolutely.
Because if that person chooses, they can lock or remote wipe your new unit. A Google employee realised that this week because he had not taken the iMac he had sold 3 years ago off his My Devices list in iCloud, and the unit owner had not registered it as theirs in iCloud. So we've got a story there. So, yeah, people can just wipe the device, or you can drive out the driveway and they can lock it so you can't do anything with it just after you've bought it from somebody. So, yeah, soon as possible, put your name and details in iCloud.
And this has happened to me before by accident.
Yeah.
So you've really got to be careful of this stuff. You've got to remember your iCloud passwords and everything like that, because you can be locked out of your own devices as well.
Yep, you absolutely can. Now, Goldman Sachs. Apple is primed for a much bigger acquisition than $3 billion Beats acquisition. Goldman Sachs analyst Rod Hall and his team initiated coverage of Apple with a February 6th note, which argues the company is now primed for a larger mergers and acquisitions move than the company is used to. when Apple acquires other small companies, it tends to do small tuck-in or acqui-hire deals in which it buys small teams or nascent technologies and apps. Apple tends not to do blockbuster buyouts of household name companies valued in millions or billions of dollars. Its largest ever acquisition was Beats, the headphone company, at $3 billion. But that might be about to change. Due to the Trump corporate tax cut, according to Goldman's Hall, the tax cut allows Apple to bring back the US up to $252 billion in cash at a much lower tax rate than previously. After settling a $17 billion tax bill in Ireland and paying the new lower US tax bill, Apple will have a mergers and acquisition war chest of about $200 billion available, the Goldman team says.
It's hard. It's hard to have $200 billion available.
Yeah, just lying around doing nothing.
I know.
Yeah. We see capacity for several cash usage scenarios, including an increased buyback of their own stock, a higher dividend payout, and larger, more meaningful mergers and acquisitions, all of which could be positive events for the stock. Based on Apple's $38 billion repatriation tax, we expect the company to repatriate almost $252 billion in overseas cash, also accounting for the company's $17 billion Irish tax settlement. Apple, which no one agrees that they actually owe yet, Apple still has nearly $200 billion of repatriated cash, which provides significant capacity. They repeat the thing over and over again. But basically, who are they going to buy? That's what it boils down to.
Well, if they've got $200 billion, I'm up for sale.
Yeah, very cheap too.
That's right. Yeah. I'll settle for a happy meal.
Do they buy Disney? And then it'll be all Apple theme parks instead of Disney theme parks. Or do they buy Netflix? Or, do they incorporate Netflix in their business? Or do they just leave it as a separate company running along its own little way? We don't know.
I think they should incorporate some more money into their sort of Apple TVs, and so there's more to do on an Apple TV. One of the articles I know you're going to go into, so I won't sort of too many spoiler alerts just yet. But hopefully they can put some money into that, and I'll let you get to that.
Yep.
And I'll run an ad.
Reminder, this week we are brought to you by athwebhosting.com.au. They have from $5.95 per month when paid annually with 24/7 ticket support system. They use the cPanel, the industry standard user-friendly feature-rich control panel. 250 scripts installed with one click, including Joomla and WordPress. They accept PayPal as well as other cards. Instant activation, auto setup 24/7, free setup, domain registration available, 99.95% uptime, affordable and competitive plans. All from our friends at athwebhosting.com.au. Very easy to deal with. Yes. So this was interesting. I actually learned some things in this one. Apple files new trademark application for its classic rainbow logo, which we all know that's the logo we're used to seeing in the early days, if you're old like me. So Apple has applied for a new US trademark for its famous multicolored logo for use on apparel, reports The Blast. The Apple filing was processed in December by the Trademark Office and is now being considered for approval. The description of the mark in the filing is of an apple with a bite removed with a detached leaf in green and the apple divided into horizontal coloured segments of the following colours from top to bottom: green, yellow, orange, red, violet, and blue. But I also learnt in this story, now they say they're going to use it for clothing. They already sell shirts with the logo, but it's maybe going to be on hats and pens and lots of different things with the retro type style. But on the screen at the moment, unfortunately, you can't see it if you're only listening, but there's the original Apple logo which the classic multicolored Apple logo was conceived by graphic designer Rob Janoff in 1977, but Steve Jobs axed the design when he returned to Apple in 1997 in favour of the monochromatic logo that continues to use today. Janoff's Rainbow Apple was actually created as a more modern, albeit playful replacement for Apple's first logo, which was designed in 1976 by Apple co-founder Ron Wayne, sometimes referred to as the fifth Beatle. Wayne famously sold his stake in the company 2 weeks after it was founded. Wayne was a fan of the ornate line drawing style of Victorian illustrated fiction and used Sir Isaac Newton as the company's symbolic bellwether, an apple hanging precariously above his head, and a quote from Wordsworth embellishes the Baroque frame, a mind forever voyaging through strange seas of thought alone. Now, I'd never actually seen this first Apple logo, and it's quite amazing. Yes, it will be in the show notes. I'll get it in the show notes this week, so please look them up. There'll be a link on the page of what you're listening to, etc. So we can go from there. But yeah, that was surprised me a lot, that logo.
I really like that logo. Actually, it's quite smart.
Yeah.
And I remember the rainbow logo when I was in primary school. We used to go in for computer tech, and we had nothing but Macintosh computers with the little Apple logo, the colourful one on there, and you could, do your hangman and all the other little spelling games on the computer.
Yep.
That's showing my age.
So here we go. Still on the subject of trademarks, Apple files major Apple TV logo trademark update focused on all things related to gaming, including a video game console.
Mm-hmm.
Apple's trademark filing last Friday and published today was filed solely under International Class 028, which specifically covers the following: video game consoles, controllers for game consoles, video output games, namely video output game machines for use with televisions, apparatus for electronic games adapted for use with an external display, screen, or monitor. This is a significant update that has to be taken seriously. Bring a whole new, bring a whole new level of gaming to Apple TV. Could be another twist coming to Apple TV in addition to a video content service driven by Apple Worldwide Video. If such a twist ever surfaces, it would differentiate Apple's subscription service against Netflix and others. Apple Music plus Apple Video plus Apple Gaming could be a strong contender in a crowded field. And they are spending a lot of money on video, and it just, because it takes so long to get, a series of 20 half-hour episodes up and ready to go.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. And now whether we picked on it, liked it, didn't like it, they've signed a second season of Carpool Karaoke. Sorry, I had to think of the name of that one.
Excellent.
Yeah. A lot of people haven't necessarily liked the new style, but...
I think it's really funny, especially, there's a different driver each time. It's not just the host, James Corden, or whatever his name is.
Corbin, yeah.
Thank you.
Yep,
him. You've got a different actor each time, or musician, or, whoever, and it's fun. The Linkin Park one was hilarious.
Excellent.
But this gaming thing is huge, because will it be a console, say like Xbox or PlayStation, which is still relying on discs? Well, you can download your games and have them on your hard drive, but more so that it's a disc console. Like you buy a compact disc, and you put it in your console, you load it, and then you have to wait for extra content. And or will it be like a Steam machine, which is all online. There's no, you don't play discs or anything like that. It's all
Steam has
streaming.
become a lot more popular in the last sort of 4 years, hasn't it?
It has. I have a Steam account, and when I'm on my PC, but most of the time I play console.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to find out soon what they're going to have. Hopefully it's like Steam. I would really like that if it was an online content only, no disc, so I didn't have to go out to EB Games. I could just hide like a hermit and download everything I need.
Yeah.
Would be great.
Well, even if they gave it enough grunt to run Steam, for example, like a lot of people would be happy with that, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I think if they've got this $200 billion now, why not elaborate that they may buy Steam and go ahead with that? Yeah. That'd be great.
Yes. Now, Apple updates the human interface guidelines with new details and tips for ARKit. Apple today has updated its human interface guidelines for augmented reality to reflect the new features introduced in ARKit 1.5, which comes as part of iOS 11.3. The new guidelines cover things such as support for vertical surfaces, objects that are placed off-screen, and more. First off, Apple encourages developers to guide people towards off-screen virtual objects. The company explains that it can be difficult for users to locate an object that's not positioned on screen, and thus indicators could help users navigate to those objects easier. Consider guiding people towards off-screen virtual objects. It can sometimes be hard to locate an object that's positioned off-screen if it seems like the user is having trouble finding an off-screen object. Consider offering visual or audible cues. For example, if the object is off screen to the left, you could show an indicator along the left edge of the screen so the user knows to aim the camera in that direction. Apple's updated human interface guidelines include a host of new details for reacting to imagery in the user's environment. And this section helps developers enhance their augmented reality experiences by using known imagery in the user's environment to trigger the appearance of virtual content. I know this one interests you, Zarn. For instance, Apple says an app could recognize a poster for a sci-fi film and then have virtual spaceships emerge from the poster and fly around the environment.
That's excellent.
Certainly sounds pretty cool, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, you can just have the poster there, and all of a sudden you've got a Star Wars fight. You're looking at.
That'd be awesome.
Being
able to get
stunning.
That's because you wait for your trailers like on Facebook and things like that. There's a movie you want to see, especially for me. Your sci-fi or your comic book movies, and so you wait to see that. So if you could see a poster and it have that happen for you, wherever you are, that'd be fantastic.
and they could have lots of little ones because you can have 20 different posters all around the place advertising.
Yeah.
And you could just be, you got those posters at the bus stop.
Yep.
Like you could just be going while you're waiting for your bus. Oh, bang, there we go. And then when you get into town, bang, there's another different poster. And then you're walking up the street, there's another different poster.
Yep.
Lots of different things happening. And it'll probably work out cheaper than, the mega trailers that they have going sometimes. So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So here's our next ad.
Yeah.
Because we're honing through this stories this week.
I reckon.
Yeah. Now, reminder this week, we are again brought to you by Aussie Tech Radio at aussietechradio.com. Our sister podcast, the Aussie Tech Security Podcast, the award-winning Aussie Tech Heads Podcast, and our new show, the Aussie Tech Crypto Podcast, which is newbie crypto with the Aussie perspective. And they also have other podcasts from around Australia. And it's always just to have, instead of having that stupid TV going in the background, have our Aussie podcast just rolling around in the background over and over again. And I saw someone posted on Facebook this week, if I can just go back into it. Sorry, I'm just going off cue here. Where's my stuff? Nothing's on my mind, we know that. No, we had a posting. Someone posted. Where did it go? It was right there a minute ago. Post. Put my glasses on. Not going to make it see it any better, but I do see the live video now. That's a start. Yeah, Great Australian Pods. So there's a magazine out there highlighting lots and lots of Australian podcasts.
Oh, awesome.
And we've rated a mention in Great Australian Pods, our Aussie
That's
Mac
excellent.
zone. So there we
Have
go.
we really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's great.
So please just have Aussie Tech Radio running in the background instead of TV. If you need noise, you might learn one little thing from one other podcast. Get into it.
I've always got a podcast running if I'm not doing something, like but I've always got one running. I'm a big fan of Nerdist, which is now called what is it? ID10T.
Yeah.
That or something about weird history or something. Anyway, back to you. I'm just rambling about podcasts I listen to.
Hang on a tick. Sorry.
All right.
I want to look at something and it started playing. I don't want it to play automatically here. And it starts. Anyway, I'll come back to
beautiful, colourful personality.
There we go. That's where the controllers are made. Okay, so sorry about that. Apple offers look at the development of portrait lighting camera feature in a new video. Apple this week shared a new video offering a look into the development process that led to the creation of the portrait lighting feature in iPhone X. The video shows Apple used the art of portraiture to come up with the technology. Apple's description for the video: take a look behind the iPhone X and discover the process we went through to create portrait lighting. We studied the art of portraiture from paintings to photographs. We work with global image makers and the world's best photographers, combining timeless lighting principles with advanced machine learning to create an iPhone that takes studio quality portraits without the studio. Now that all sounds very wordy. You seriously need to look at it, because when you read all of that and then look at the video, which we will have a link to in the notes.
Have you used it yet on your phone? Have you had a look at it?
I've looked at the video and I've used portrait.
Yeah.
Karen, my wife, loves the portrait thing. It's very good, very easy.
Like she sent some photos of the boys yesterday. And were they done in the portrait thing? Is it what it was? Yeah. Well, they were great. There you go. But they're my boys. I love those photos. I'm not biased, but No.
So, that's certainly worth a great look. And you've got to take it in context of the explanation of the video too. It's really good. So we do have a link for that. Now, also there's a new iPhone selfies advert with help from Muhammad Ali. So I'm going to start playing this and hopefully you'll be able to hear it. I'm just going to try and turn it up before we make sure it's on plenty of volume before we start. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it.
I am the greatest. I'm going to become champion of the universe. Me with my beautiful, colorful personality. I'm good looking, clean living, cultured, and I am modest. I'm so modest I can admit my own fault. My only fault is I don't realize how great I really am. Because I am great. I am the greatest.
And that's just got lots of selfie photos just going in the background while he's talking.
Selfie photos of him or?
No, just of lots of other people. He's just talking in the background.
Excellent.
Lots of all these selfies going on.
Excellent.
Very, very clever. Very simple ad and really clever.
Sounds great. Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
So, there is a link for that in the show notes as well. So, got to go all the way back to where I'm up to. Things skip around when you start pushing buttons off screen. There we go. So yeah, anything else you want to talk about before we get into the how-tos? Because we've powered through the show.
I got a new update today.
Yeah.
11.6, I think it was.
Yeah.
Fixing up little bugs and things like that, and yeah. I thought the next one would be the 0.3, and
yeah, that's what we're waiting for.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
If you,
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, let's go for it. If you're using a Windows Server 2003, and I know there's plenty of people still around, and you're using your Mac to connect to it, you need to use Windows Remote Desktop version 8, not version 10. So if you're updating your Mac and you go, all right, I'll get the latest version of Remote Desktop, and you put version 10 on, you won't be able to connect to Windows Server 2003. You can only do it from version 8. Just keep that in mind. Now, something I discovered here, hidden wallpapers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you do a search, just the search term is default collections in Spotlight, and you'll find a folder chock full of wallpapers that don't show up in the wallpapers section of system preferences. And there's beautiful scenes. There's beautiful scenes of Saturn and other cosmic type scenes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it's certainly worth a view, worth a look, just to have a look in there, just to look at the beautiful pictures. Don't have to use them as wallpaper if you don't want to.
I'm just looking at them now. I'm trying to find them now while I'm off screen.
It's on your Mac.
Ah.
Not on the Mac. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So default collections on the Mac. Yeah. So now also Transformer an older Mac. So, and this was not that much older, but a couple of weeks ago, I replaced a 500 gig Apple hard drive in a 2014 Mac Mini. And I put in an SSD drive. And the customer rang me today to say how much it has transformed the machine, just doing anything. It's one where the RAM soldered in, so we can't add any more RAM to it, but just by putting the SSD drive has transformed. So yeah, just be aware that a simple thing like an SSD drive can make a huge difference. I know I've got a Mac Mini that I use, which is a lot of, it's probably a 2011 that I use for a TV recorder using iTV, and again, unbelievably different, especially with the newer operating systems. So
you're just giving it that little bit of a boost. You're basically using the SSD drive to sort of put a bit more RAM
just by increasing the read speed by a lot, and also the write speed.
Yeah.
Depending on what you're doing, but yeah, just being able to read quicker.
Yeah, fantastic. That's really cool.
Yeah, and the price of SSDs come down so much.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So our show promotions, the show notes each link will show. The show notes link each week on the show upload. So when we go into YouTube, there'll be a link there to click on for you, so you can get your show notes easily. Don't forget Spotify. Just search Aussie Mac Zone, Apple News, Aussie Mac Zone, and Hardest, and I'll have 3 more unboxing videos going up in the next couple of days. And thank you to our listeners, sponsors, this week being athwebhosting.com.au and aussietechradio.com, and our supporters. Thank you, Zarn, for helping out.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you. And I hope you're having a great night, Garth, you and the family. Excellent.
All right. Thanks to the listeners. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks, Michael. Thank you, Garth. Hope you're having a great evening. And remember, an apple a day keeps the androids away. Thank you.
Okay.